All right, got the emergency brake mounted and tested. So far it's looking good. So I'm using the stock Factory 5 emergency brake handle. Normally it's mounted over here on the side, but because of the T56 transmission, the bracket interferes. So I cut all that bracketry out and basically mounted it to the top here, which is kind of how they mount the coupe emergency brake handle. I'm using some 5/16 by, I think these are 2.5 inch bolts. You can see I've got a couple of washers and I'm using a 3/8 inch nut as a spacer actually. And the reason is because I have to clear this screw head here. And then had to shorten the emergency brake cables by quite a bit. You can see the spare pieces over there. I don't know exactly how short I cut them, but I just measured them, cut them with a Dremel tool, cut off wheel, and then crimped on some new stops onto it. So I used the single stop here. I tried doing the double, but I couldn't fit it into this Factory 5 e-brake bracket. So I had to use the single on it. I did put some of the Loctite 271, which is the red, around the cable, and then put the crimp sleeve on and then crimped it down using these guys here. I did some pull tests on it just to see, if it would hold. Before I did it on the real thing, and it seemed like it would grip really well. I couldn't do anything to make it budge, so I think it's crimping down on the cable pretty darn well. So I went ahead and did it on the real thing, mounted it up, and so far it seems like it's working pretty well. Obviously the real test will be once we're on the ground and can test that out, but I did test just, we can spin the rear, no problem here. And then when we pull the handle, 1, 2, 3. Right there is when it starts to put tension on the cables after 3 clicks. 4, 5, and 6. I mean, that's pretty good. The wheels are locked. They're not moving. Of course, the real test, like I said, will be once we get it on the ground on a slope to see if it rolls or not. But so far it looks pretty good. I do have a little bit more adjustment I can do on this guy. To do it, you got to remove the bolt, shorten it, by turning this, and then put the bolt back in. But I don't have a lot of turns left here before I run out of room. But if I do run out of room, I can cut this guy shorter. I just have to cut the tip off because it's going to bottom out in here pretty soon. But I do have at least a bunch of threads left here if I need to tighten it up some more. And I've been checking the wires too, the cable, and so far nothing is slipping or moving. So it seems like the tension is good there. I've got my transmission safety loop here. So there's no chance these guys are going to get onto the drive shaft. Let me see if I can release this. So that's with full slack on it. I mean, there's no way it's gonna get anywhere close to the. So yeah, overall pretty happy with it. It looks pretty cool. I got the cutout in the transmission tunnel here. I'm gonna mount some rib nuts to this to screw into instead of using the loose nuts or just driving the sheet metal screws through. I prefer those, so but that's what it looks like. I'm gonna put some cup holders in here still. Once that's done, I'll send this off and get it coated with the same leather that my seats and door cards are made from.